For our first slide, we can see the pia mater, which is the innermost layer of the meningeal tissue. Um, on this specimen, what you were not able to see was the arachnoid mater and the dura mater. Those are the tough outer layer of connective tissue and the middle layer as well of the meninges. Our next slide has a really good view of the gray matter of the cerebrum, which is the outer layers out here. And then you can also see the white matter. The white matter is composed of myelinated axons and it's the inner portion of the cerebrum. Uh, this is also a good view of the cerebral cortex, which is made up of the gray matter, which contains cell bodies, dendrites, and unmyelinated axons. Here we can also see the gyrus or gyri, which are folds of the cerebral cortex, and sulcus, which are the grooves between the gyri themselves. The cerebrum itself is split into two halves by the medial longitudinal fissure, and the largest part of is the largest part of the human brain. Then we can also see the cerebellum, which is inferior to the cerebrum and helps with balance and fine motor control. This thicker white band here is also going to be our corpus callosum, which is the thick band of nervous tissue that connects the hemispheres of the cerebrum. And then also the choroid plexus, which you can kind of see is the dark area surrounding our ventricle right here as well. And those are the capillaries in the roof of ventricles, and they also make cerebrospinal fluid. The ventricle is going to be this hole that we have right to the right here. That's the lateral ventricle. All ventricles are filled with cerebrospinal fluid. Below that, we have the hippocampus, which is involved with emotional state and memory. And then we get into the pituitary gland, which controls a bunch of the endocrine glands. The olfactory bulb up to the front here is the synapse with olfactory nerves for smell. We have the optic chiasma, which is the crossing of the optic nerves. Um, you can't see all of them, but there are 12 pairs of cranial nerves, which the optic ones are a set of, and the olfactory are as well. They all perform different functions. Then we have the pineal body, which is an endocrine gland that produces melatonin. Um, then we have the thalamus, which is a sensory relay center. It sends signals to different cerebral areas. And the hypothalamus, which is below the thalamus here, which is responsible for homeostasis. Um, then we see the cerebral aqueduct, which connects the third and fourth ventricles. Then the midbrain, which is in between our pons and the hypothalamus. The pons connects the cerebellum with other parts of the brain and spine. And then this long chute here is the medulla, which also maintains homeostasis via breathing, blood pressure, and other things like that.